student and then teacher relationship. The cultural differences you beautifully explained, and to learn from the teacher, we need to have some. The attitude is uh, submit to teacher and then welcoming his teachings. If we don't have that one, we cannot learn. If we go with the attitude, I know everything, this teacher doesn't know, we cannot learn anything. And that it comes with the to have some respect to the teacher. That's of our culture taught us. That we won't see in Western culture. What is your comments?
Yeah, see, Western culture also teaching takes place and learning takes place, and the worldly sciences are all taught, and everything happens. And so that this idea of respect, very interesting. When children grow up in America, here we are used to doing namaskaram and namaskar, elders come and marriages, this and that, all youngsters do namaskara, and guest comes and then parents will say, come on, panada, namaskar panada. Means, come on, namaskar karo. And immediately we fall flat and then we so that seems to be there. That's the culture here. In America, you can't ask the Indian children to do namaskara and all that. Mistake you should not make. And you let the children be. And they will protest. And they may do it because you ask them to do. But this idea that I am falling in front of somebody, not there. I don't know why it's not there. It's again cultural difference. We don't need to. It's that whole thing is different. Approach is different. And so this idea, this respectfulness, of course, there is respect very much in America also. And in the West, people do respect each other, no doubt. But this extra respect that is given to somebody and the attitude that comes along with it, that is just, that's not there. And it comes though. With proper teaching, we find it comes also. So, and then there also, once the message is unfolded properly, then there also you find people, there are a lot of Westerners who are great students of our yoga, hatha yoga, of Vedanta, of our Shastram, Veda Parayanam. Like this, there's so many people learning. So it's very clear that maybe that culture is what makes them like that. And once they are in a different culture, if the attitude changes, then now we are not emphasizing, we are not saying you must do namaskara. We're not saying all that. Attitude is there or not. I am learning, and what I learn is critical for me because the subject matter is me. Everywhere else I've studied, subject matter is something else. Here it is me. The Shastram is talking about me. That subject matter is important for me. I have decided. Therefore, I am ready to go the extra mile. That's all. That's what we say.
But it's also a question of confidence. I mean, it's a question of confidence. Like, for example, if you are taking a car to a mechanic, you need to have a faith or confidence in him that mechanic will fix it. Otherwise, you will never be able to, you will always be questioning yourself. Whether it is you go to a lawyer to fix a legal problem or go to a doctor to have a medical problem. So similar way, when you go to a teacher to learn something, if you come with a preconceived notion that the teacher doesn't know, then you will never learn.
Correct. So, true, preconceived notion. That is what here also, Ma Vidvishavahi, also the preconceived notion. May I not have any preconceived notion? And because it's a barrier. Preconceived notions are a barrier to any engagement. And so my own past makes me have these preconceived notions. May I not have any of that. And that's why we keep saying, allow the teacher to speak and give the benefit of doubt. And time will prove itself out. And so we have that tradition here. Correct.
But
so those are
all... the fact that sometimes you might see disrespect, not respecting, not disrespect, but they will not respect as such because they don't know that you are a good teacher. But like you said, once they know, they will. Sometimes the bad side of it is like sometimes there are gurus who don't deserve our namaskara or anything, and like there are false gurus too, and we bow down in front of them, and so I think it has to be balanced. A guru will automatically get respect, doesn't matter. I mean, you will bow down, the knowledge will make you bow down for a student. So it is mutual, but to expect that just because you're a teacher, everybody should prostrate in front of you, especially in this culture here, the way kids grow up is wrong. But if they know that you have knowledge and you are giving, they will respect you.
Correct.
Like, because there are certain Nityanandas and other people who are fake gurus, we bow down in front of them, we give our faith, we give our money, we give our time to them, and they abuse the system.
Yeah, so any system is subject to abuse. So we should not assume that any system, some system is perfect. So every system is subject to abuse, including the family system. Family is there, and two parents are there, children are there, suppose, and there also abuse is possible. So depending on the emotional problems people have, the parents can abuse the children. What to do? And the children trust the parents so much, and very sad situation. But abuse is possible. So that's why we need to use common sense. We don't say before you enter the room of your guru, you leave the common sense outside the door along with your shoes. No, we don't say that. And common sense should not be left outside. It will be brought along with you. So common sense, and then sometimes you have to, and use the buddhi. Buddhi is there. So our Shastram, Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatame Sada. Hey, you Saraswati, be with me all the time. And not just for learning a subject, but also see, hey, I'm seeing all these things. My teacher is involved in all these things. Is this right or is this wrong? What should I do? Confusion can be there, correct? Can be there. So everywhere we need to be careful. And of course, we rely on others to help us out also. So yeah, all those are valid comments.
I have a question on this Bhagavad Gita. I was watching the last class video, and you said this is mostly in Anushtup Chanda and Trishtup Chanda. It's a song, but isn't this a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna? So it should falls under the category of Samvada. So why is it set like a song? Rather than like Tattva Bodha, somebody is asking question, you answer. Tattva Bodha was completely a dialogue.
Yeah.
Just attend this.
The question is, why is it not in prose? Why is it in poetry, where there is a dialogue? So I think this is the beauty. This is the additional beauty of our Shastra. So when I talk to people about Sanatana Dharma, sometimes they ask me to give some introductory talks, and there I make a point to say something. I tell them, so number one, this Vedanta and all we talk about, and one is, they say, dogmatic. Why do you say it's dogmatic? And why you say Sanatana Dharma is not dogmatic? Not dogmatic because of the central vision. If the vision is you're already free, then dogma has no place. Depends on the vision. If the vision is you have to follow me and then go to heaven, and then after death you will be free, then dogma becomes comes to the fore. Everything is dogma. If you don't do this, you are going to go to hell. Okay. So dogma. Here there is no dog, there is no ma, nothing. There is just a truth to be understood. That is a final vision. This, after saying this, I will tell them one more thing. Our Shastram is unique because it can be chanted. You say Western philosophy, this, that, and all you quote. Tell me which of those can be chanted. Here, this entire parampara is a Shruti parampara, Shravana parampara. Those days they never had any books and all that. And I don't know how they wrote all this. They say palm leaf manuscript. And my goodness, I can't even imagine how they preserved all this. You can't go to a store and simply make a copy of a book. And writing another book means it's another journey of several months and years to write, make a copy of a book. So it's just mind-boggling. But it was possible because Shravanam, the Shravana Shakti, they have completely mastered it. And it was possible to chant because it is poetic. Because it is poetic. Now, many things that are not poetic, how do you chant? Like Taittiriya Upanishad is all prose. It's all prose. But even I have memorized Taittiriya Upanishad. Even I say, because I did not grow up in a Veda Padashala. And so, Channo Mitra Sham Manona, when we start, we will go all the way. Eto Vacho Nivartante Apraptya Manasasaha. Like that, keep on chanting for 45 minutes, we can chant. That is because they have put swaras in this prose. Okay? Okay? And the prose is there. Brigur Vaiva Runihi Varunam Pitaram Upasasara Adhihi Bhagavu Tasma Etat Provacha. So it's all prose, but how we are able to chant? Because the swara makes a difference. My goodness, it's just absolute genius. And so the United Nations, I think that's probably the reason why they say this tradition has come from God knows how long ago. And it's definitely a heritage of humanity. So to answer your question, that is just a amazing blessing that we have, Maheshji, that even this Q&A is written in the form of poetry. That's a beauty of it.
Is that because?
Is it for remembering, or is it to make easy to remember? Or?
Yeah, so Namaste astu what is it? Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. And Vyasa is Vishala Buddhi. So his mind is like nobody else's mind. And so it just comes. And there are certain rules of writing this Anushtup Chanda and Trishtup Chanda. And he's an expert. And like this, their Meda Shakti, whenever I read this, I'm just simply amazed. Yesterday we were studying Shankara Bhashyam of Bhagavad Gita. And there, Shankara is explaining the verse. We were studying one of the verses. Vasamsi Jirnani Yatha Vihaya Navani Grannati Naroparani. Like that, then Achedyoyam Adahyoyam Akledyo Shoshe Evacha. Like that, we were studying. And Akledyoyam Adahyoyam. And Shankara explains these words. And Akledyoyam means wetting. Water cannot wet the Atma. Like that, Krishna is trying to say. Water cannot wet Atma. Atma is not something that can be wet by water. It can be cut by a sword. It cannot be burnt by fire. And it cannot be dried by wind. Like that, a statement is being made. So, klid, I wanted to look up klid. What does klid means? Kledayati. Means, then I looked up, it means wetting. And klid means ardri bhave. There is something called dhatu kosha. So you all should know all this. So Sanskrit has a finite number of roots, fundamental roots that day I mentioned. And those roots are listed in what is called a dhatu kosha, a list of all the 2000 roots. alphabetically listed, maybe not alphabetical also. So listed, and so I looked up Klid, and it says Ardri Bhave. And then now I'm looking at Shankaracharya's explanation. Shankaracharya says, he uses the word Ardra in his explanation. That means Shankaracharya, 1 minute. Hello. ஆமா இந்த இவ ஃபோன் தெரியுமா சரி நான் கூப்பிடுறேன் So Shankaracharya uses the word Ardri Bhava, and that means what? Shankaracharya has this entire 2000 dhatus memorized, and they all know, he knows exactly what is the formal meaning of a word. Ardri Bhava means in the sense of wetting, wetness, moisture, that kind of sense. So Maheshji, it is all Dhatu Kosha is memorized. Ashtadhyayi, Panini Sutras are memorized. Everything is memorized, and that's the beauty. That is how this entire tradition was communicated. So we have this memory. They have just built the memory so well, and memory was that is why in our school also they used to emphasize memorizing. Sometimes at the expense of understanding. Correct? At the expense of
that's the problem.
Memorizing. So some teachers are good at that. They will make you memorize. They'll make you understand also. That is the best, in my opinion. But so that memory is there. Therefore, this culture, because the intention is to retain it forever. So that is my thinking. It is all written in Anushrup Chanda, Trishrup Chanda, and Chandas. The Chandas itself is a big chapter. It's one of the Vedangas, right? Jyotisha, Chandas, Shiksha, ityadi. So big subject in itself, and so we have to know a lot here. And good question, brings out a lot of subtle points that we find in our Shastra.
Good. Kumar, one quick question. How did the word stapati is coined?
How is it coined?
Yeah.
I have to look up. How it is called. I don't know how the word stapati comes. So there is sthira bhava is there, and then I need to look up. I can make some guesses, but it's better to look up.
Okay, thanks.
Good. So we will stop now. It's about 8 o'clock, and I also got a call from home, so I need to attend to that.
Yeah.
So Wednesday is Pongal here. Uttarayanam. Generally we chant this Surya Namaskara mantra, Aruna Prashna. Morning we do that. So 6 to 7. It takes 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes to chant. And so I'm not sure if I can take a class on Wednesday, but I'll keep you posted. Okay.
Namaskar. Thank you. Welcome.
Dhanyavada.
Devada.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, Shubham.
Namaste. Thank you.
धन्यवाद.
Namaste.
Namaste. Devada.